Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be running you through all the books that I've pre-ordered for Apollycon 2026 and then some that I haven't pre-ordered yet but I'm probably going to end up doing so. If you're not going to Apollycon 2026 then I hope this video is also really helpful to you in kind of finding out some indie titles that I'm excited about. All of these books I'm excited about enough either reading or I've loved them enough that I now feel like I need to order specific signing editions or spend a bunch of money going to the States to get. So if you're not going to Apollycon or you're not going to a signing where any of these authors are signing, at least take this as an opportunity to just learn about some cool indie books that I am really loving or really excited about. But also I love watching like what I pre-ordered for XYZ event that I'm never going to. I just like to see what people are excited about, excited enough that they're going to pre-order it. Like, it's different picking it up on the day, you found it, you got excited about it in the moment. Actually pre-ordering something I think signifies a different level of excitement about a book. So hopefully if you're not going to Apollycon, you might still find this video helpful. And if you are going to Apollycon 2026, pre-orders are closing soon. Get your pre-orders in. Hopefully you see this at a time which gives you enough time to do your pre-orders, but even if you don't, if you see this before Apollycon, it might be a great guide for what you might want to check out on the day. If you get a last minute ticket and you're watching this as you're panicking, trying to plan all your travel the week before, then hopefully it's still helpful. And as I said, even if you find this after Apollycon, hopefully there's still something in there that's useful for you in terms of like stacking out your TBR. The first pre-order I did is not actually a pre-order, but I am going to mention it. One of my favourite experiences at Apollycon last year was getting tattooed by Elva. Elva has opened up her tattoo appointments again for this year and I have booked in again. I haven't seen her flash yet. I don't know what I'm going to get done. I love Elva. She is such a sweetheart and such a talented tattoo artist. The appointments are very short. I won't be getting any big pieces. I am covered in tattoos, so getting the odd one or two little flash pieces really helped make my trip super memorable. I don't know how well you can see these, but last year I got a couple of fantasy dragons and it was a really nice experience to do it with my friend Laura, who I visited with last year. This year me and Laura are going back, but I'm also actually travelling with my friend Rosie, who's also booked an appointment. So it's also like a nice bookish friendship tattoo opportunity, which I know not everybody will want to get tattooed at a convention, but I'm really looking forward to it. I booked my appointment as soon as I saw they were available and I'm so excited to get another tattoo from Elva and also just to see her lovely face again. She was such a sweetheart. The next pre-order I'm going to talk about actually did close some time ago, but I'm going to mention it because often they have these books on the day as well. And this is the Arcane or Mystic box Apollycon editions. They've done 3 this year, I think. Last year I believe they did 4 and I think I ordered most of them last year. I can't actually remember what they were. This year I have pre-ordered the Slaying the Shadow Prince by Helen Scheurer. Duh. They're also doing a Apollycon exclusive of What Blooms from Death by SM Gaither, who is going to be at the event. I have, and don't quote me on this, you know, potentially a suspicion Helen Scheurer might be there. If you've seen any video on this channel, I often talk about how much I love Helen Scheurer and the Blood and Steel world. Slaying the Shadow Prince is one of my favourite books in that world. And I also have the Arcane Mystic editions of Blood and Steel. So the first 2 I got in a box and the other 2 I've pre-ordered. So having a matching edition of Slaying the Shadow Prince just made sense. It is unusual. I don't know, it's actually. I don't know if it's unusual. I'm not like an Apollycon expert. I don't know if it's unusual for them to do an edition of a book for an author that's not there, which is why I'm maybe holding out for a potential last minute surprise announcement from Helen Scheurer. But either way, I want the book to add to my collection. It's probably going to be gorgeous. And then as I mentioned, I've also pre-ordered their edition of What Blooms from Death by SM Gaither. I have read the 5 books in the Shadows and Crowns series or the Song of the Mark series by SM Gaither and I did enjoy those. However, this one looks a lot more like a bit of me. This one has my interest peaked. I do actually have a copy of this book on my shelves already and I pre-ordered another edition of this I'll talk about in a minute, but I saw that there was an Arcane edition and I think they've now revealed the cover for this. I believe they have unless it's something else I've seen, so I'll try and also include an image of the cover reveal. I am so glad I pre-ordered this when I did. I think this is a beautiful edition and it's a series that I'm very excited to read and an author that I definitely want to get to more from. So those are my only 2 Arcane or Mystic editions. As I said, they usually sell things on the day as well, I believe. And last year, I am going on a Primal ticket again this year. Last year in our Primal bags, we got 1 book within a series from Arcane and then they had the other 2 available for sale on the day and I went and picked those up. So I'm guessing I'm maybe going to get more Arcane editions if they do a similar thing this year. Arcane is one of my favourite subscriptions that I actually get. So I'm really excited that they're going to be there on the day and I have the opportunity to get a book I'm very excited about and one of my favourite books in a special edition from them. My biggest priority order on Beventi was for Melissa K. Roherick. At the time that I'm filming this, I am just about to finish the Lady of Darkness series and I have loved it. Last year, I pre-ordered her author exclusive editions of the first book. I have seen Melissa K. Roherick at some UK signings, but these aren't available for sale, I think, outside of the US, just because the series is owned by HarperCollins in the UK. So in order to get these, I either have to ship them to a US address or go and grab them at a US signing. I was quite sensible with my money last year at Apollycon. I made sure not to pre-order books unless I'd already read them or read some of them. And I also really limited the amount of pre-orders I was doing because I was worried about bringing books back and how many books I'd be able to fit in my case. Now that I've done it 1 year, I'm a lot more confident about how much I can bring back, and I've changed how I'm traveling slightly. I'm taking an additional case this year. So the only book I ordered from Melissa K. Roherick last year was this one. I do also have her signing edition of Reign of Shadows and Endings, but I can't remember if I got that at Apollycon or at a different event last year. That one might have been Apollycon 2, but for this series, I just got book 1. I also had no idea what these were going to look like in person, and then when I got there, I also picked up the 2 novellas for this series, just because I knew I could definitely fit these 2 little baby books on the way home. But having seen these, their gorgeous foiling, how beautiful they look in person, I have pre-ordered the rest of the series. So now that I'm going back, I have pre-ordered from Melissa K. Roherick all 4 books in the series that I don't have. So that is Lady of Shadows, Lady of Ashes, Lady of Ambers, and Lady of Starfire. Those are all in the matching foiled editions to match the ones I already have. And then the author also has a brand new series coming out, the Avon Leia series. So I've ordered her author edition of the first book, which I believe is called Tortured Souls. I'll put an image here. And this is going to be a gorgeous foiled edition, similar to the Lady of Darkness copy that I just showed you, but for Avon Leia. And then she also has a 2026 signing exclusive, which is for the first book of the Avon Leia series as well, Tortured Souls. And I believe she's done a cover reveal of this, so I'll try and include the cover next to me. This is very similar in the same style as the signing exclusive she did the other year of the first book in the Legacy series. So whilst I'm sad that I won't be able to finish that series because those books are now picked up as well, the fact that she's done a similar version of the first book in the Avon Leia series means that at least the 2 of them will look really great next to each other. Again, I pre-ordered this before I saw the cover, and I'm so glad that I did. This was my bigger priority order. There's quite a few books on this one, but I wanted to make sure that I had everything secured, ready to be picked up on the day. If anyone would appreciate a Apollycon tips or just a general book signings tips, I've been to quite a few, particularly some of the larger ones. This will be my 2nd international signing, but I'm also going to Books, Gowns and Crowns in San Diego in September, and then I've done London Rare twice and Edinburgh Rare once as well as some kind of smaller indie author signings too. So if anyone would find that helpful, let me know in the comments. In 2025, I picked up the gorgeous foil paperbacks of the Deep Waters series. They only had books 1, 2 and 3 out at the time, so I got all of those. I came home and my book 2 had got damaged on the way, so I've actually pre-ordered a 2nd copy of book 2 in this foil paperback, so that I will have another copy of book 2 to replace the one that was damaged. And then I've also pre-ordered the foil paperback editions to match these of books 4 and 5. They're hopeful they're going to have 5 in time for Apollycon, but if not, I think they're going to ship them after the event. This is one of my favourite monster romance series, but also I absolutely love Hammer Ham, so I'm really looking forward to having a complete set of these gorgeous foiled paperbacks. In case you're watching this and you're thinking of pre-ordering these, let me just show you a bit more about them. Obviously they have the foiling, which is a great addition, but they also have these beautiful like pull-out flaps with some extended artwork inside as well. Here we have both of them on the little back flap. Last year, I also picked up her sprayed edge signing exclusive of A Darkness So Sweet, which was, at the time, her brand new, she basically revealed it at Apollycon. We didn't know what it was. So I pre-ordered this knowing it was a mystery, but I was sold on, it being Emma Ham, and I just trusted her. She was like, you're probably going to love it. I'm not going to tell you what it is. And I was like, that's fine, I believe you, here's my money. Emma Ham is doing a matching foiled edition of book 2, A Light So Blinding. And I believe it'll have sprayed edges and everything as well to match. So, of course, I pre-ordered this so I could get it to go with my book 1. I've also ordered, she's doing a plushie of Arges, which is the merman in the first book, and it looks so adorable. So although I don't really collect bookish plushies, I felt the need to have this. So I've also pre-ordered one of these. And then from Zoe Draven, I have pre-ordered her copy of, she's doing an event exclusive of The Horde King of Shadow. This has holographic sprayed edges and it's beautiful. I don't own any Zoe Draven. No, tell a lie. I do have a book that has Zoe Draven in it as an anthology, but I don't have any Zoe Draven special editions. So as soon as I saw that she was doing this, and I did really enjoy this one, I'm going to be grabbing this. This is the only one I pre-ordered. I feel like every time I've gone to a signing that Zoe Draven's at, I always have something for her to sign. But I don't actually have any physical copies of this series specifically, so it was absolutely worth grabbing a copy on pre-order to grab on the day. I mentioned earlier that I'd pre-ordered What Blooms From Death from Arcane and Mystic box. I've also ordered the character cover of What Blooms From Death in the paperback from SM Gaither directly, as well as book 2. She does these character art covers for all of her series now, I think, and these are also available on her Etsy, I believe. She sometimes has leftover stock on there. So if you're not going to a signing but you do want to get your hands on these, she might have them, keep an eye out. But I pre-ordered book 1, What Blooms From Death, and also book 2. And then, as I mentioned, I've read the Song of the Mark series, but one I haven't read but really want to is her duology. So I also pre-ordered her character cover paperbacks of Flame and Sparrow and Ash and Feather. I've had my eye on these on her Etsy for a while, and then they sold out, and then I saw she had them at Apollycon, and I was like, it's just the time. It's the time for me to buy these. She had quite a few different editions. She had some hardback special editions of the Song of the Mark series. She also had like other character editions of some of the series, and then some non-character editions that were also really beautiful. So there was lots of different options, but I just went for these 4, and these are the character art editions, just in case you're trying to find these exact ones. My next pre-order is from an author that is new to me, and this is the Everlasting Possession bundle by Maggie Sunseri. This has 2 books in there, and I believe this is a completed duology. This has Marked by Masks and Secrets and Claimed by Fangs and Darkness in there. This is a vampire stalker romance fantasy that I've seen lots of good things about. This looks delicious. If you guys have read any Maggie Sunseri, let me know. She has a couple of other books as well, including another duology that looks very similar cover design wise to these. Let me know if I'm supposed to read those ones first, because I am weak and I will pre-order more books as well. The other one I'm on about is a red cover. It's Stalked by Seductions and Shadows, I believe. That one is also a duology. This one just calls to me a bit more, but if I'm supposed to read that other one first, please let me know and I'll just grab it whilst I'm there. I know very little about this one. I saw one of the Apollycon influencers actually recommend this, and like they were doing some like showing off books from attending authors, and this looked fantastic, and I actually got drawn in by the cover. The covers are beautiful. I love the black and white and all the smoke. Anyway, then I went to read them and I was like, what do you mean this is vampire stalker romantasy? And I haven't read it. I'm an absolute slut for vampire romance. Into the basket these went. These are now pre-ordered. I've spoke before for my absolute love of the Rivalry of Hearts book from Tonia Odette. So when I saw that she had these gorgeous rose gold foiled sprayed edge special editions of that series, I immediately bought them. Do I already have the indie hardbacks of this series? Yeah. Is the only difference some foiling and a sprayed edge? Yeah. Did I pre-order these anyway? Yeah, I did. In fact, my other editions are also signed. I really like this one. It is a cozier, fae-based, rivals to lover romance with some fantastic spice, but also like I just can't think of anything like this. This is giving light academia. It's giving just like fae bargains, juicy romance, human and fae relationships. Like, I just love this whole thing. I haven't read book 2 yet, but book 1 was so fantastic. I gave it 5 stars. And again, my friend Rosie is obsessed with the series. So in the spirit of going with my friend Rosie, yes, I already have signed copies of these books. I wanted these ones with sprayed edges and foiling. I'll probably give my signed copies to a friend that I already have, but I immediately jumped on these. She's only announced these semi-recently, and I think the pre-order's open for a little bit longer. So if you see these, I really do recommend them, particularly if you like that cozy fantasy romance, and if you're looking for some hardback special editions to pick up at Apollycon, these beautiful. Then I did a pre-order at Art by Stephanie. So Art by Stephanie's pre-order has now closed, so I'm filming this. I kind of pre-ordered literally in the last couple of hours, and I panic pre-ordered. But this vendor was doing something where you could ask for any of her previous artworks on an overlay. And there is a beautiful piece of artwork this artist has done. I'll put a screen capture like on the video from When the Moon Hatched with Khan and Rave. And I just thought it would look beautiful as like a double page spread overlay. So I've put in the notes. I've not had confirmation if it's possible yet. I guess I'll just see when I show up. I've put in the notes, can I have this print over 2 overlays? So I've paid for 2 and I just like want them to be the same print, but like, do you know what I mean, like across? You should see the image beside me. It should make sense to you, I hope. But she basically said, just let me know which of my artworks you're wanting. So I was like, this one, I want this one, I want it split across 2. My friend Laura has ordered quite a few from her as well, and she's gone for the overlay options. I always like an overlay rather than an art print, because art prints I don't really know what to do with. I don't really store them anywhere, but because overlays can go in the book. I mean, I guess art prints can go in the book as well, but I like the fact that overlays go over the text, they fit in the book, they're meant to be in the book. I think this is always such a fantastic piece of like artwork to get into a book, or something to pick up if you're not looking to buy books, you're looking for smaller things to bring home. If I was doing this trip without all the luggage that I'm taking, I would definitely be like getting some little overlays and art prints to take home rather than all the books. So unfortunately, this pre-order has shut. She might reopen it, I don't know, but if not, definitely go and check out on the day, because she might have a selection of some of her art prints as overlays. And the last thing I've pre-ordered for now is When the Stars Were Devoured by Stephanie Blair. I believe this book isn't out yet. At the time I'm filming, this book isn't out. This is a debut indie author, and this looks phenomenal. Thank you to my friend Laura for putting me onto this. I've gone to look at like all the artwork and all the quotes and the story of this and the tropes that are in it, and this sounds like right up my street, just my cup of tea. The author is doing a hardback signing edition as well, which is beautiful, but I've just decided, because I've already ordered quite a few hardbacks and I have quite a lot of pre-orders, I've gone for the paperback just for like suitcase weight purposes. This just looks fantastic. Do yourself a favour, go and have a look at this book, go and get it pre-ordered if it's not already out. If it is already out, it might be on Kindle Unlimited. It just looks so juicy and exactly like the kind of fantasy romance that I love. This is what I mean this year by like, now that I've been 1 year, I really like the fact I've been able to pre-order stuff this year that I haven't already read. I've been able to like find some new to me authors and pick up some bits that I just wouldn't have prioritized bringing home last year. So I'm so happy that I've done this before, because now going back, I feel like this is somebody I just would have missed. I would have missed last year because I would have been stressed and I would have like had all my pre-orders that I'd really prioritized trying to pick up. And it just meant that last year I missed out a little bit on meeting some new to me authors. This year I'm determined to not do that. So I have done some pre-orders for authors I haven't read before, or authors that I've not read in some time. This looks great. Get this on your TBR. Even if you're not going to Apollycon, if you're not going to any signing where this author is, get this on your TBR. I'm hoping to read this soon. Maybe a review will be coming. That's it in terms of everything that I've already pre-ordered. There's a couple of things that I'm thinking about, so let's chat through those. The first thing I have to mention is the Gemlin cards. I really love collecting Gemlin cards. I don't have too many. I've only seen her at 2 different signings, but I've also had some friends in the US pick up a couple for me and send them my way. I really enjoy these. I love the artwork. They feel like something special. There's something nice that I can take and get signed and like keep that isn't just more books. As I said last year, I was so focused on bringing like books back and also just like merch and things. But this year I'm hoping to get some like little smaller pieces. That means I can bring more back from more artists and vendors. The ones I particularly have my eye on is the Lady of Darkness collection. Duh, I've just spent ages talking about those from Melissa K. Roherick. She also has some Cassandra Clare ones. I think she might have some others on the day too. The only reason I haven't pre-ordered these, I'm going to go there super quick on the first day, I think. The only reason I haven't pre-ordered them is that this year Gemlin is offering different freebies based on whether you pre-order or whether you buy on the day. And the freebies on the day just appeal to me a bit more than the freebies on the pre-order. So for the sake of what freebie I get, I'm going to be getting them on the day, hopefully. I'm really hoping I don't regret that decision. What happened last year is it was a little bit of a free-for-all on the freebies, and I really felt for Gemlin because I saw people like taking multiples. So this time I actually really appreciate that she's saying like, hey, there's going to be this, this and this available if you pre-order, and you'll get it if you pre-order 2 sets or 3 sets or 4 sets, you'll get a different one. Or if you buy on the day, I'll have this, this and this available. And that's made it really clear, and I'm really looking forward to like going and grabbing the Lady of Darkness set and maybe some others. I think I bought 2 or 3 sets last year. I got the Elise Cova Air Awaken set, I got the Khan and Rave When the Moon Hatch set. I got some others as well, but those are the 2 off the top of my head. So I definitely want the Lady of Darkness set, but I'm just going to go and see what she has on the day. These are super popular. Her table is always swamped, but I am very, very excited to go and get some more cards from her. The only other thing I've got on my list for now, and that is books anyway, is Holly Renee's Cowboy Casual. Now, Holly Renee has 2 different versions. She has a pink signing edition, and then she has a black edition, which she sells on her website. But if I'm going all the way to America to grab these, I might as well get them. These have such gorgeous sprayed edges. They've got little strawberries on them. They're so cute. I've been wanting to dive back into Holly Renee's, what is the series called? Kingdom of Stars and Shadows. I really enjoyed book 1, but it got pulled for traditional publishing, so I haven't reread the series just yet. But then I saw she had this spicy cowboy romance, and I saw the covers and the sprayed edges. I think, honestly, I'm going to buy both. I can't decide. The black cover seems more like me. The pink one is a signing exclusive. I'm just going to get both. I'm sure I'll have a friend that wants the other one when I see them in person if there's one I prefer. And I am also eyeing up her Veiled Kingdom series because she's got some gorgeous foiled paperbacks. Also the Boys of Claremont series. Everything that Holly Renee has, I want. I don't think I can bring that many books back or afford that many books at the moment. So I'm focusing in on Cowboy Casual. These are super beautiful. I definitely want to get my hands probably on both. If not, I'll at very least pre-order one of them. I just haven't decided which one yet. The only other things I'm looking at the moment, and I do keep scrolling through on a weekly basis and finding new things I want, but I'm trying to control myself knowing that I've got to get them all the way back to the UK. But I do always like checking out the vendors, particularly last year I got a really nice Bookish box Apollycon 2025 t-shirt, and I'm looking for a nice Apollycon 2026 t-shirt this year. I'm keeping my eye out for what I might want to get for that. There are a couple of different vendors doing some. And then the JLA shop also does usually some branded merch. So I'm keeping my eyes peeled. This isn't the end of my pre-orders, I don't think. At the time that I'm filming this, a lot of them at least have another month or 6 weeks left. So who knows? Who knows what I'm going to end up with before the end of March. Now, obviously this list hasn't included any of the books or things that I plan on taking with me to the signing. There are some stuff that I'm taking from home all the way over. If you guys would like to see a video of that, of the books that I plan on taking to Apollycon, let me know in the comments and I'll try and film something for you guys. And I am very likely going to be vlogging the entirety of Apollycon. So if that's something you want to watch, come back here kind of late April, early May, and that is where it will be. I had a fantastic time going to Apollycon in 2025, and I'm really looking forward to going back in 2026. It was such a fantastic signing. I genuinely have nothing but positive things to say about my experience there, especially compared to some of the other larger signings that I've been to. So I'm looking forward to going back. I'm really excited about it. And especially now because I get to take my friend Rosie along as well, who I think will really, really love it too. If you have any questions about Apollycon or just book signings in general, feel free to leave them in the comments and I will get back to you. But other than that, I will see you in the next one.